This is Infinite Transcendence.
Hello again. Welcome to Infinite Transcendence. Today I want to talk about compromise and why you should compromise. But wait, see, Master, I thought compromise was a good thing. Aren't you supposed to compromise? Aren't you supposed to compromise and give in and share and give up half and not be selfish? Isn't that the point? Aren't you supposed to compromise? I've been told to compromise my entire life. I mean, how could you? The overall reality is the problem with compromising is, especially when it comes to people or relationships or ideals, is the more you have to compromise, the more likely you're dealing with the wrong person or the wrong people. It sounds cynical, it sounds crazy, it sounds weird or odd, but trust me, it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Now, I'm sure most, or if not all of you, at some point have been in relationships where you had to, or you had people in your family or friends where you had to compromise a lot. You were the one who was giving up a lot in your life, compromising a lot of your values, compromising a lot of your time. You're constantly bending your schedule to meet their schedule. You're constantly giving up things you liked to do things they liked. Now, at first, you figure, I'm compromising because it's love, it's selfless. But eventually you realize that you're giving up more and more of yourself to accommodate somebody else. The things that made you who you are no longer there. The things that made you unique are no longer there. You're no longer the person you used to be because you've compromised so much of it to accommodate somebody else. What did you just say? That's insanity. I said the more you compromise, the more you essentially give up a part of yourself to accommodate somebody else. And what you have to eventually ask yourself is, who's worth more, you or the other individual? And if you're on this video site, it better be you. I hope you voted you, because if you didn't vote you, there's something wrong with you. And if you think about it, why should you compromise yourself so much? Why should you give up the things that make you yourself to that extent just to keep somebody else happy? Why make yourself inconvenienced to give somebody else to give them more convenience all the time? Now there's some times where you may compromise and it could be a good thing. Maybe, for instance, you're in a relationship where you were the person who maybe you don't exercise enough and they try to encourage you to get out and exercise, and maybe you compromise some of your TV time to get up and work out. Now that could be beneficial for you. But the secret irony is people complain about the compromising that's often good for them, but then they give into the compromise that's often bad for them. Well, what's an example of this? An example of this would be, you're my friend and I like to do a lot of drugs and I try to drag you along. You don't believe in doing drugs, but you join along in order to keep me as a friend. Is that a good type of compromise? No, because you're compromising your own value and you're doing something that's harmful to yourself to please me and keep me happy. That's not a good friend that's me not being a good friend, and it's also harmful for you. And a lot of ways people compromise is also in their own lives and their own goals and their own ambitions and their own dreams. You hear a lot of people say dream killer, especially the guy, don't get married too soon. Some people say don't get married too soon, don't have kids too soon. They're dream killers. Because what ends up happening is, say you have a dream to become a movie star, musician, entrepreneur, whatever you want to do. Once you have those things in place, what you'll often end up doing is you end up giving your dreams away to take care of that. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of your family or having a family. You just want to make sure that you get your ducks in a row before you do it. Because if your dream or whatever it is really important to you, you have to put yourself first. You have to be able to say, look, I come first, and I'm not going to let anybody else deter me from my dream. And what you'll often find, like I mentioned before, is that family and friends can be the biggest deterrent. Oh my God, what is he saying? Is he saying you shouldn't talk to your... What is he saying family can be harmful or bad? Is he saying family can get in the way? Why, yes, I am. I am saying that they can get in the way of things. I'm saying that oftentimes family and friends, so-called, can often be the biggest deterrent between you succeeding and you failing, because oftentimes people give up what they truly want to please their family, to please their friends, or to fit in with the crowd. You got to realize in life that the crowd changes. A lot of times the crowd goes away. A lot of times you're left alone. A lot of times when you need people most, they're no longer there. The ones that want you to compromise for them, once you need them, they're not there for you. These people are vampires. These people are leeches. These are the kind of people you want to stay away from and avoid. So this is why compromising is such a bad thing. People always say compromise, you got to compromise. Relationships are all built on compromise. But like I said, why compromise so much? The energy you spend compromising so much and giving up your values and giving up yourself, you could have spent finding somebody else who is more what you want.
Keep watching and listening. See you next time and transcend infinitely.